I'm going to be showing you how to do all the puzzles, trials, as well as the location of the data card in Hoth's Echo Base within LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga's Galaxy Free Play. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're going to be starting off with Welcome to Echo Base as the first puzzle here. All you have to do is turn around from the landing zone, climb up a couple of these steps, then shoot the crystal to get the Kyber Brick for Welcome to Echo Base. Alright, next up we're going to be doing the data card here right off the bat. So this one's going to be in the hangar where you land. It's going to be kind of near the ceiling area. So nearby there's going to be some grapple hook points on the wall. So switch to a character that can go up those. Then we can continue to grapple up above these like little lights on the ceiling. And eventually you can just grapple over to the data cards. There we go. That is another data card for your extras there. So next up we're going to do Frosty Flier. This once again is going to be in the hangar. You're actually going to have to go up the same pathway you just did for the data card. So grapple up with a grapple character, then switch to a scavenger character, and use their glider ability to glide over to the Kyber Brick. So you will need the glider ability, which you unlock by playing through the story of episode 6 or 7. Next up, we're going to do Boxing Clever, and we're going to pick up these orange Lego objects, or I guess they're mostly white in this case. And we're just going to push them up against the wall, against all 4, I think, switches, and that should open up the cage for Boxing Clever. So you will need a Force user for that one. So next up, we're going to do Bacta Business on the bottom left side of the map here. So there's going to be 3 Bacta tanks with 2 switches. So the solution is going to be outside here. It's going to be green and yellow. I don't know if it changes each time you play the game, but basically keep pulling these switches until the Bacta tanks on the left and right match up with those colors on the outside wall there, and then it'll give you a buildable Kyber Brick for Bacta Business. Okay, next up on the bottom left, we're going to do Rise Up and Rebel. There we go. So there's going to be a Rebel, or I guess it's a hero panel along the wall, but it's going to be high up, so you have to use a Force user to move the orange blocks into place so that you can climb up and actually use the hero panel. So switch to a hero, and then do the little mini game puzzle for the hero panel, and that'll open up the door, or I guess it's the force field in this case, for the Kyber Brick for Rise Up and Rebel. So there we go. So next up we're going to do Brief Encounter. This is going to be on the left side of the map. And so there's going to be this projector displaying different Imperial, ships and vehicles and stuff like that. So you're going to want to come over here and pretty much match up the order that the ships are displayed in with the pictures on the wall here. Now, I'm going to show you the solution so you don't actually need to memorize anything. But that is the solution right there. It ends with the TIE, what is that, the TIE Interceptor, I believe. But once you input all 4 of those, you'll get the Kyber Brick for Brief Encounter. Alright, moving to the right of there, we're going to do Once More with Ceiling. And so there's going to be a Kyber Brick on the ceiling, and all you do is just jump up on these little displays here, and you can get the Kyber Brick. If you've destroyed those displays, you will have to use the orange blocks with a Force-using character. But not too bad there. Next up, we're going to do Frozen in Place, just north of there. So you're going to notice a Kyber Brick behind a door. So there's going to be a nearby key on the map, as you can see there. So we're going to go over to that location and hack the Protocol Droid panel to get the key, download to the Protocol Droid. And then you're going to go over to this lock here on the map. And to get into the room with the lock, there will be this Protocol Droid little tunnel up here. So you will have to split in half, go through there, and get both halves through there, because you'll need both halves of the Protocol Droid to actually use the panel. Then you can input the password that we just got before, and that will accept it, and that will open up the door for Frozen in Place. That one is a little bit trickier than the other ones we've done. So next up, we're going to do Black and Gold, just north of there. And all you need for this one is a Bounty Hunter character. So walk up to it, switch to a Bounty Hunter, and use their blaster to destroy the gold Lego object to get the Kyber Brick for Black and Gold. Alright, moving right along to Armory Access on the left middle of the map. And so we're going to switch to a villain character to destroy the silver Lego object with their grenade. You can also use the hero panel if you want to use that instead. I guess it doesn't really matter. Once you get inside, there will be a gold Lego object, so switch to a Bounty Hunter and get the Kyber Brick for Armory Access. Alright, next up we're going to do Chilly Chamber, moving more towards the middle of the map here. So there's going to be this wall which needs to be destroyed with a lightsaber character, and we're just going to cut a hole through the wall. And then inside there's going to be some orange blocks that we need to stack up to reach the Kyber Brick that's kind of near the ceiling. I think you're going to need 3 blocks. Then once you do that, that'll give you enough leverage to reach the Kyber Brick for Chilly Chamber. Alright, next up, moving to the left from there, we're going to do Tip of the Iceberg. Nope, Button. Just kidding. So this one was a little bit tricky at first, but you see some orange blocks, so you know you're going to need to stack them. So we're just going to stack them over here, and up here just to the right of the Kyber Brick is going to be a hidden switch, so stand on that. That'll open up the cage, giving you access to the Kyber Brick for Tip of the Ice Button. Alright, next up we're going to do Blasting Through the Snow on the very top left side of the map. This is going to be the trial for the Echo Base. So what we're going to do is activate the trial, and we're going to get on one of these turrets, and we're going to have to shoot a bunch of these red and blue targets. And you just need to get 4,000 points within the time frame. I think you get about 40 seconds or something like that. And this one was a little bit tricky. Like, I cut it kind of close, but shouldn't be too bad. Once you get 4,000 points, that'll give you the Kyber Brick for Blasting Through the Snow. Okay, next up we're going to do Neighborly Knowledge on the top middle of the map. And so there's going to be a few switches in here. You just need the passcode. So we're going to switch to a Protocol Droid character to go into the adjacent room. And that's going to be the solution. So it's 4, 2, 3, I think, from left to right, if I saw that correctly. So we're going to input 4 here on the left switch. Then the back switch, we're going to put 2. And then 3, and that will unlock the door for Neighborly Knowledge, or unlock the cage, I should say. So not too bad there. Next up, we're going to do Frosty Force Field on the top side of the map here. So there's going to be a force field. All you have to do is pick up the nearby key card. We're going to pick that up, insert it into the slot. That will lower the force field, giving you access to the Kyber Brick for Frosty Force Field. So very, very easy there. Next up, we're going to do Frozen Fortune, on moving more towards the middle of the map here. And so we're going to switch to a scavenger character because there's going to be a wall in our way, and we're going to use their Breaker Blaster to destroy the wall, giving you access to this bridge, as well as another wall, which you can use as a shortcut, giving the Kyber Brick for Frozen Fortune. So once again, make sure you have scavenger character abilities unlocked by playing through episode 6 or 7. So next up, we're going to do It Was Tauntaun Me. So there's going to be a Kyber Brick near the ceiling, and there's going to be a grapple hook point, so switch to a grapple character to get up onto this ledge for the Kyber Brick for It Was Tauntaun Me. Alright, next we're going to do Room with a Fume. So anytime you see a gaseous room like this, switch to a droid character, use their villain ability. So in this case, you're going to need the battle droid character. And we're just going to get the Kyber Brick for Room with a Fume, so very simple, as long as you have a droid villain character. So next up, we're going to do Wampa's Wonders. So there's going to be an astromech droid panel here. So we're going to switch to an astromech droid to hack this open. And then inside here, there's going to be a frozen wall, which we need to blow up with a scavenger abilities Breaker Blaster, or scavenger character's Breaker Blaster. And then switch to a grapple character to grapple up and get the Kyber Brick for Wampa's Wonders. Next up, we're going to do Powered Up on the right middle of the map. And so you're going to see a Kyber Brick in a cage with 3 battery slots. So the first battery is going to be right there. And the second battery is going to be just in the room across the hallway. And I think the third one is a little bit farther away. So we're going to walk down the hall to the right and pick this up and insert it into the slot. And that will unlock the Kyber Brick for Powered Up. Can't forget those P's when you say it. So not too bad there. Next up, we're going to do Pushing for Prizes for a vehicle token on the right side of the map here. And so there's going to be a couple astromech droid panels that we need to hack. But to get the astromech droid up here, we need to move these blocks into place. So the one on the left, we're going to move the kind of medium-sized block as well as the small block into place. Then jump up with our astromech droid to hack that panel. And then the one on the right, we're going to need the biggest block as well as destroying the ice that's over the panel so that we can actually, use it once we get up there. So we're going to use the biggest block over here and push it over into place. Then we're going to move the medium block right next to it, and then we're going to get the smaller block next to that one so that we can get this protocol droid up there. Alright, there we go. Switch to R2-D2 or anybody you want to use. Hack this. That'll open up the cage. Then from there, you can just grapple up with your astromech droid to reach the vehicle token for Pushing for Prizes. So a lot of pushing for that one. Next up, we're going to do Staying Frosty on the bottom right side of the map. And this one's pretty simple. All you have to do is shoot the targets within a 5-second time frame. 4 targets right next to each other. Very, very easy. I recommend using a scoundrel character, someone with an accurate blaster. That'll open up the cage for Staying Frosty. Alright, next up we're going to do Cable Kerfuffle. This is probably the most challenging puzzle, I would say, of Echo Base. So what we're going to do is go down the hall into the hangar. There's going to be this grapple hook point along the wall. Pull that, switch to a protocol droid to go through here. And through here there's going to be this buildable like generator thing that we need to build. So do that, and that's going to power up this red power cable, which is going to open up this door across the way. Once we get into here, there's going to be this like turnstile switch here, which we can move to like reroute the power. So we're going to route the power to the what is that, the like pink or purple cable. And from there we're going to use the grapple hook on this protocol droid panel, and then we're going to go into that protocol droid little, I guess it's not really a panel, it's a protocol droid chute, I should say. And then once we get a protocol droid in there, we're going to reroute the power to the green passageway, and then we can go back through with the protocol droid chute to get back into that room, because we'll close the door. And from there we can reroute the power to the blue pathway, and that's going to be what we actually need to get to our Kyber brick, I believe. So we can go back through the chute to reach the blue door with the Kyber brick for Cable Kerfuffle, or Kerfuffle, I should say. So yeah, a lot of different steps to that one. If you need help, slow it down or ask me in the comments. I should be able to help. So next up, we're going to do Ceiling Stash, and this one is very, very easy to switch to a lightsaber character. Cut a hole through the wall to get inside this door. You also need to slice open the ice. And on the ceiling, we're going to have to slice off the ice there, and then switch to a grapple hook character to pull down the ceiling to get the Kyber brick inside for Ceiling Stash. And next up, we're going to do Holotable Trouble as the last puzzle here of this video. And so this is going to be a puzzle similar to the one that we saw on Yavin 4. So we're going to hit the left switch here, and then we're going to hit the right switch because we're trying to match the hologram with what's on that little picture there. And just follow exactly what I do here. I was able to solve it pretty simple. I mean, I think you just pretty much just go left, right on the switches a few times. And once you do that, that'll line it up, giving you access to the Kyber brick for Holotable Trouble. And guys, that's going to be all the puzzles and all of the trials and location of the data card for Echo Base within Hoth. So let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. Like this video if you enjoyed it, dislike it if not. Subscribe for more videos like this. I'll see you guys next time here on Quick Break Games.